my name is Linh. This is Myron. We are the co-founders of XOI. I'm a Vietnamese native. I'm from Vietnam, and I have been familiar with the guk fruit, what it is. I've been using in traditional dishes, but I never knew that it was a superfruit until 2 summers ago when both of us went to the Central Highland of Vietnam and was introduced to the health benefit of it.
So the guk fruit is around like a coconut-sized orange fruit with spikes on the outside, and it grows on vines, meaning the farmers that grow it for us, they are not sacrificing pepper and coffee plants to grow the guk fruit. They grow the pepper and coffee plants underneath, and the guk fruit will just very efficiently grow on top as vines and not drain the same amount of nutrients out of the soil. And how it's used is you slice it open, and it's basically you have these seeds that are surrounded by this very, very red arrow meat, and that's where most of the nutrients are concentrated, and that's the only part that we use in our beverages. So the reason why we chose to process it in Vietnam is because we only use that part, meaning the pulp and the seed can then be used to feed animals and be used in Chinese medicine back in Vietnam to reduce food wastage. And for us, all the fruit is then locked in at the source and then transported to the US, and it's only the arrow part.
Yeah, and the area that we work with is the ethnic minorities, a community who live in the Central Highlands. And the Central Highland of Vietnam has a very special soil called the red soil. It has a lot of nutrient, and so most of the coffee and like agriculture plants that grow in this area is very high quality. And with this, the guk fruit, the guk plants actually have a season in the north of Vietnam, but in this area with the soil and with the more tropical weather, it can grow all year round. And so that is of our advantage of working with the ethnic minority community, but also secure the supply chain.
3 flavors we have is ginger rosemary, which is the green bottle, and then the apple chamomile cinnamon, which is in the orange bottle, and there's a beets and berry in a purple bottle. We're based right here in Massachusetts. We were founded August of last year, and we've launched our product for about a month now at the beginning of this year.
So the long story of that is in April of 2015, we launched a crowdfunding campaign when we were still student at Brown University. And through the crowdfunding campaigns, we got some seed investment of $31,000, and also get a chance to educate the American consumers a little bit about the guk fruit, what it is, the health benefit of it, and the connection to Vietnam. And right now with the product, what we're doing a lot is direct interaction with consumers, doing a lot of demos in store, try to educate them about what the guk fruit is, the community that we're working with, and the health benefit they would get through the product. And a lot of sponsor event targeting to places like health conscious community population in Boston and the local Massachusetts area. So there's a lot of that. We also utilize a lot of social medias, support from friends, words of mouth, the startup food and beverage community in Boston. In the last month, after we just launched the product, what we doing right now is our first wholesale store is BevNET Supply on Commonwealth app. We've received a lot of positive feedback from both the BevNET Supply and the consumers. We're doing in-store demo with them, trying to educate the consumers. We also working with a lot of corporate clients, getting into companies, buildings, especially catering services, in the Boston area. We're focusing a lot on local, growing local. We're also doing a series of farmers market in the next season as a part of both sales and marketing and expanding retails in the.
Right, so I think there are 3 ways that we really stand out. So obviously this is a fruit that hasn't been available in the American market. Other than being, so each bottle contains your daily recommended serving of lycopene, and that has benefits for your heart health, skin health, reproductive health, prostate health, eyesight, immunity, among many other things. And what's unique about it also is that a lot of juices on the market right now have relatively high sugar levels, and that's been under a lot of scrutiny. And so for each bottle, we've purposely crafted it so that every bottle in 12 ounces has only 70 calories and 13 grams of sugar. And I think the third way that we're different from a lot of the brands is that we are actually a social enterprise that works with ethnic minority communities in Vietnam to grow and cultivate and then process this fruit. We really want to give back, and because how we found out about the fruit is through living with this ethnic minority community. And this whole idea was from our host mother, who is a member of this community. This is basically our way of helping them and supporting them and extending. This is as much of their company as it is our company. So awesome.
One of the things that right now is already starting is still sales and marketing, and especially in the education, in the part of the marketing is educating the consumers about what the guk fruit is and what the health benefit entails in the guk fruit. And so what I can see is we will be doing a lot of, continue doing a lot of demo, direct interaction with the consumers, really talking to them and telling them about it, and trying to expand first locally and then maybe the New England area into a lot of events, maybe participating in more in terms of food and beverage event now that we launch our product. So really trying to spread the word about what the guk fruit is. And especially also utilize social media, food bloggers, things like that. And so I think apart from sales and trying to build our retails and distribution, that's always the hard part, but also the hard part is the education part that we will be targeting in 2016.
Another aspect would definitely be fundraising. Obviously, to build a supply chain and expand it, especially all the way in Vietnam, is a very costly process. And we're definitely working with these minority farmers in a fair and sustainable way. And so fundraising is definitely on the top of our agenda as well.
Because our long-term beyond 2016 is because we see a lot of potential in the guk fruit of being used beyond the food and beverage industry, like cosmetic and things like that. And so we, in the long run, that's the vision that we have to support and empower the community, as in expanding the commercial use of the guk fruit and then benefit them in a more sustainable and scalable way.